Okay, so today we're gonna look at some new characters. So last time we had Ni hao ma, which means how are you? How are you doing? And for Ni, there is a simple word which is a more politer form, which you can maybe say, for example, to your boss or to some superiors, which is called nin. And it's as simple as to add something on the bottom. So now we have this structure of ni, which is the left-right structure, and then we have additionally something on the bottom. And here what we see on the bottom, this part here, is called xin. It looks like this, and it's called xin, and it means heart. And it somehow makes sense that in a polite form you have the U on top of the heart, so it seems more important, right? So this xin means heart. You can also use it as a single character. In the radical it's a little bit more narrow from top to bottom, but you will see that in every character. And then we have another one we can combine with ni, but as another word, which is ni men. Ni men. So the men in this case means simple plural suffix. So it just says, okay, it's you in a plural form. So if we look at men, we see it's a left-right structure. On the left side we have ren, which we already had last time, and which we also have in ni on this side. And on the right side we have men. The second tone, men, and this means door or gate. So this simply makes the sound of this character, men, make sense, right? Like we had last time for the ma. And what's interesting, the men can mean actually door or gate if it's alone. So this alone, men, means door or gate. And if you combine it with, remember for ma, the question particle, right on the left side we have the ko. And the ko means a mouth. And there is a word which is called menko. Menko, and menko means simply doorway. So here we see we can combine all these characters together, and that's the beauty of Chinese characters. Okay, so let's look at two more small kind of sentences or structures. The first one will be 对不起. 对不起. Okay, so 对不起. 对不起 means sorry or I'm sorry. Simply sorry. So this is a structure, or this is a sentence of 3 characters. Let's look at each other at once. So we have first 对. 对 alone means true or right, but it means also to face somebody, or to say, like to do something in the direction of somebody else. So it means also to face. We have here a left-right structure. With the left side, with this part. And this part simply means yo. And this means again or also. You will see this radical very, very often in a lot of characters, and this can also stand alone as yo, and it can even mean that you, for example, did something again, or that somebody is, for example, beautiful and intelligent. Then you could say she is yo beautiful, yo intelligent. That she means she is once and also the other. But you will learn this later. Just so you know, this is yo. And then on the right side we have zun. Zun is written like this. And this means simply an inch or something small. You will also see this quite often as a radical, and just so we know that for this. So now we have dui. It's not really logical why it's made out of these components, but I have to say, especially in this kind of phrases, the normal daily, day-to-day phrases, it's very often just not completely clear, at least to me, why it's composed like this. Okay, but the next character is bu. And bu is simply one character. So it's the same as, for example, we had before men, which is one character but can be also radical. The same is for bu. And bu means simply no or not. And as the third character, we have qi. And for qi, we see the structure of a character where we have on the top right part we have one part, and it's surrounded on the left and on the bottom from another character. So we look at this part, which is so here we have qi. And so means simply to walk. This means to walk. And on the right side, we have qi. So this, which is here on the top right, this is qi. And this means oneself. Or it also means personal. So qi is also in the word ziqi. I will just write this here so you can maybe remember that, or you will also learn it in the near future, which means simply oneself. So we don't often use qi alone for oneself, but we more use ziqi to say oneself, so it's more clear. So, and they both together compose qi, and the structure of the bottom left encloses the top right character. We will also see quite often with zhou, so just so you have that in mind. So now we know all these characters. Qi, the meaning is to get up, to stand up, to get up, to stand up. But it can also mean to be able to be able to. And in this case, for the dui bu qi, it means more to be able to. So here, dui means to face, bu means no, qi means to be able to. So it means I'm not able to face you because I'm sorry, right? This should simply help you to remember why we have these three characters here. Dui very often means true, and you will probably hear that much more often, but it means also to face. Qi is often in other words, but it can also mean to stand up in qi lai. And to be able to, I saw that basically never before that it's used as to be able to. So remember, qi means to get up, but in dui bu qi it's a simple phrase and it means sorry. For phrases, as I said, this is not always as clear as for other words. So for the last one we're gonna look today, we have another phrase which is 没关系. Mei guanxi. Mei guanxi means it's no problem. It's no problem. So usually you say 对不起, and the other guy says 没关系, it's no problem. So we have 3 characters here which we will look now at. The first one is may, and may means to not have. So for this we see the typical structure of left-right, but we see on the right side we have 2 components, right? So what do you see? On the left side we have this one, and this is 水, 水, and 水 means water. So if you write water as a single character, not as a radical, it looks like this. So this is 水 as a single character, but as a radical it has these 2 dots and 1 line. For the right part we have 2 parts. On the top we have 己, and 己 means several. This means several, or it can also mean how many. This can also stand as a single character and is used regularly. And here we have again yo. Yo, which we had above here in the 对, right? So here we have it again in may. So this means this is the whole character may, and we see it means to not have, or simply not. And then we have another character which is 关, and we have 系, and 关系is together. So this is actually a bird, 关系, and 关系means relation or relationship. So this already makes sense. 没关系 means doesn't have any relationship, so doesn't have any relation, so yeah, it's no problem. I think that's kind of logical. So let's look at 关系. So for 关 we have on the top. Let's look at 关系alone. 关we have on the top here. We have 2 dots, which is ba, and which is ba, first tone, and this means 8. It's simply there, don't worry about it. And on the bottom we have 天. This is a radical and also a character you should know. 天, and 天 means day. So 天 you will see very often, it's used daily. It just means day. So we have, for example, 今天, which means today, or 明天, which means tomorrow. So the 天 you will see very often, and it can mean also sky, just so you know that. And as last one we have 系. Xi also has 2 parts, which is first the top part. It's this single line, which is called Pie. And Pie is simply a radical, so it doesn't really have so much meaning. And on the bottom part, what we see here, that's me. Me, and this means silk. So here, si, me. Here we have the vocal, like the pronunciation component of si. Altogether, we have 没关系. What's important to remember of this phrase, in my opinion, is the 水. 水 we see very often in a lot of characters. The yo we had already before. And then 天, the day, is for me also very important, as we see it very, very often, also as single character.